Right. Good morning, everyone. Okay. When we're gathered in this space or during community meeting, one thing that we always do is morning announcements. So before we start, we're going to hear some of those announcements. When you're ready. Oh, there's no mic. Now we'll start.
Boys soccer has a game against Heritage. JV's at 5:30 and varsity's at 7.
Boys tennis won the Husky Invitational this past weekend.
We won against Heritage Christian 3-2, and we beat Frankton or Franksville or whatever 4-1.
We have a home match today against Lawrence Central at 5:30.
Girls volleyball has a game at 6 o'clock tonight against Traders Point, so show out.
So school hasn't started and girls golf has already had like half their season. So we beat Crawfordsville on last Thursday. And then we also participated in the Elwood Invitational and got second. And then Grace, who's a transfer sophomore, got fifth. So shout out Grace.
Okay, so girls soccer has our very first game today.
It's away at Eastern High School at 5:30. Good morning, seniors. As a reminder, don't forget to send me and Whitney your resumes and your brag sheets, and thank you in advance for doing that.
Good morning, everybody. For returning students, you know where Candyland is, and some of the new students you know because you were given a tour. Here's the new Candyland post-COVID. We're great. Life is beautiful. New rule. You can come to Candyland for candy like once or twice. So you guys who are coming 8 times a day, love you, but it's like draining my bank book, okay? So like 1 piece, 2 if it's a really tough day. No more 8 pieces a day, but I love you. You can come by anytime. 2 pieces for candy. Thank you.
For those of you who were in the medieval times J-term last year, Tasha and I have planned a exciting getaway for September. For those of us who want to still go to a Ren fair, we'll be having a meeting Friday at lunch in Tasha's room. Okay.
Okay, good morning, new and returning Trailblazers. I'm Mina Marcos, I'm a senior, and welcome to your first day of school. I know summer could not have gone by any faster, but I hope you're as excited as I am to start off this new school year. For the new freshmen and transfers, a special welcome. I hope you get to experience what I have in my last 3 years at university, a lively, challenging, diverse, and warm community, one where you will choose an education that will open new worlds and possibilities for yourself, whether that's through J-term, clubs, or even community day. University is great because it allows us to be the driver of our own education, and that goes for everyone. COVID has caused us to have a rough 3 years. I mean, there's not a single student in this room who has experienced the full normal year of high school, but now we get to start off fresh. So I want you to do everything you've wanted to do. Challenge yourself. Join that club, do that sport, audition for the musical or play. There's no reason you shouldn't. One of the great things at being at a small school is that there's a lot of no-cut opportunities. I can run like a penguin and still be on the cross-country team. It's great. And as we begin this year, I have one other goal for each and every one of you, and that's to support each other. If university is about one thing, it's about community. And it's strong because we're there for each other. Whether that's going to one of the sports games today, helping at an open house, talking to your new classmates, or going to club events, I want you to show up and support your fellow trailblazers. Because even if it's just the one thing, it really makes a difference. And now, for one of my favorite trailblazers, please welcome head of school, Alicia LaMagdalene.
Good morning. Thank you, Mina. I have to start with a confession. Mina and I were talking last night, and we both waited until the last minute to do our homework and write what we were going to say today, and Mina's is probably better. So, that's what I have to say about that. You know, I try to think a lot about how to start and end the year because I believe beginnings and endings are important. And I had a lot of trouble writing this, so I did literally sit at my dining room table last night and think, and some of you know this when you're trying to write that paper the day before it's due, like you just sit there and then the minutes go by, and then the hours go by, and then it's 7 o'clock, and then it's 8 o'clock, and then you just keep sitting. It's now 9 o'clock, now it's 10:30. I've been through a lot, and I'm still 40. The building, can anybody tell me how you're feeling? Because I'm about to get up in my feelings. How you feeling? How you feel right now? Oh, I've been so down and under pressure. I'm way too old to feel this stressed, yeah. I'm not the girl I was or used to be. I might be better. Turn up the music. Turn down the lights. I've got a feeling we're gonna be all right, okay? All right. It's about that time. And then I realized what I'd been thinking about was time, so that's my segue. I started this summer by rewatching all of the Marvel movies in chronological order, which actually takes a lot of time. But if you've watched Avengers Endgame as many times as I have, you know that the use of time in that film undid the concept of time travel in every other science fiction movie of my childhood. So it used to be if you were the hero or the heroine traveling back in time and changing something in your past meant that it would ripple forward and change your present. This is how Marty McFly almost erases himself in Back to the Future. It's how a whole litany of Terminator films work. It's behind Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me, 12 Monkeys, and Harry Potter, The Prisoner of Azkaban. But when the Avengers talk in Endgame about going back in time and killing baby Thanos before he can snap away half the world's population, the Hulk establishes a new set of rules for time travel. He says, if you travel back into your own past, that destination becomes your future, and your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future. Clear as mud, right? What Mark Ruffalo's Handsome Green Guy is saying essentially is that we are at the center of our own stories, and that story, that timeline, keeps going forward. Time keeps on slipping, as the Steve Miller Band tells us, into the future. One of the other things I did this summer is I read Emily St. John Mandel's newest novel, Sea of Tranquility, in which the main character travels through time. And after his travels are done, he muses about being a still point in a ceaseless rush. The book was really good, and spoiler, it's probably next year's summer reading if you want to get a jump on it, because I thought it was that good. But the character's wish is a nice wish, that's probably impossible to achieve, kind of like time travel. Someone once told me that as you get older, the days are long, but the years are fast. And it's true. The rush continues forward. I was 24 when I started working at university, and I'm 42 now. 18 years is a lot of time. 18 years was just yesterday. For some of you, it's been your whole life. For some of you, it's been even longer. What is any of this about? Time itself is like money or language. It's an artificial construct. The only reason we know that this moment is 8:44 on Monday, August 15th, 2022, is because we made it that. But like most constructs, time, and perhaps the passage of it, differentiates things and makes them valuable. I often say that our school is a living thing created each year by people who come here to learn and to work, to play and to share. In this way, each year is unique. Many people, about 1,000 of them actually, have had a freshman year at university high school. But if this is your freshman year at university, this is it, the only one. Same if you're a senior or a sophomore or a junior. There will never be another 22-23 school year at university high school. The total combination of people who make up our school this year will never come together to make it again. Some of us were here last year, some of us will be here in the next one, but for all of us together, this is our one shared time. One of the things I liked about reading the Anthropocene Reviewed is how it made me think about time as a geological age. I remember enough from science class, or let's be honest, the Jurassic Park franchise, to know that our planet's history can be divided into massive epochs denoted by huge shifts in the makeup of our planet. But to me, at least, those things are in the past, and it's hard to think about being in one right now. Harder still to think that this age, like this year, will end. So what should we do? In his introduction to the book, John Green quotes two authors. First is his friend and mentor, Amy Krauss Rosenthal, who wrote, "For anyone trying to figure out what to do with their life, pay attention to what you pay attention to." And that's pretty much what John Green does in this book that was once a podcast, that was once a conversation on a road trip with his brother. He pays attention to Diet Dr. Pepper, to the Kentucky bluegrass in his lawn, to Super Mario Kart, to sunsets, to sycamore trees, to a 1914 photograph of 3 farmers on the way to a dance. And that's the first thing I encourage you to do this year. Pay attention to what you pay attention to. Whatever has your attention has your time. Make sure it's worthy of that gift. And second, he quotes the last interview with picture book author Maurice Sendak, whose most famous book, Where the Wild Things Are, I am certain several of you have read, even if you haven't read the summer reading. In his final public comments, Sendak says, "I'm finding out as I'm aging that I'm falling in love with the world." And he ends with the mantra, "Live your life, live your life, live your life." Try to fall in love with the world this year, with all its imperfections. Fall in love with pop songs, bad movies, blood drives, third period. Meet the opportunities and challenges head on. Embrace them. Live your life, live your life, live your life. We have this one shot all together. It's about that time. Let's have a great year.
Thank you, Lamags. I think we can all agree that was the best performance we've ever watched. And now, to celebrate and commemorate the founding of University High School, Chuck Webster commissioned a poem for the opening of the school. Sarah Talpis, poet and instructor at the University of Michigan, visited the school, interviewed founding trustees, and talked to entering freshmen who are now alumni of the school. Her poem, A Map of the Unfinished, which captures the challenge, excitement, and awe of the fall of 2000, is read at every opening day of school assembly and at graduation. Today, the poem will be read to us by junior Emma Laborski.
A map of the unfinished. It won't tell us what is, but rather what might be. Where there is mud and tread marks, a gym. You will get to know your own body and learn how it moves among others. Pick and roll. Cut to the basket. Timing. Your life is a sound, tambourines shaking tears from their skin, joy as it flies from a trumpet. Your notes make their own kind of sense, electrify the blood as you walk out into the evergreen brushes and hostas, buds bursting in the spring. Here is your map. Blue jays, wrens. In the winter, they will leave you to ice, gray mornings, your breath visible as the snow falling on your shoulders, the linen robe you tie at your waist before stepping on stage. The ancient world suddenly before you for a moment. You understand what it's like to live inside another's skin. Look out the window of this building made of metal, brick, and wood. Study chemistry, copper pennies as they turn to gold, electrons whirling in their orbitals, tiny particles that someone had to think to look for.
Thank you, Emma. And our university's music department is led by the amazing Daniel Knox. Today, you're going to hear a music performance by seniors Celeste Hastings, Matthew Alcantara, and Christian Baltz.
This year, I'm not looking back to who I was, because I'm gonna be someone I've never been. This year, I'm not focused on the cracks in the walls, not keeping track of all the times I fall. This year, I plan on thinking less of I and me. I resolve to think of us and we. This year, so long till last year, it's all becoming so clear. There's no use living in regrets. Let's fight a good fight, train our eyes to find the light, and make this year the best one yet. Starting right here. Happy New
Thank you, Celeste, Matthew, and Christian. Up next, we have Lamags again to introduce our wonderful faculty and staff.
All right, the faculty and staff of University High School is a group of pretty amazing people. Pretty amazing people who every year manage to form a clump on the stage awkwardly and not stand in lines. So we actually spent some time on our faculty workdays discussing how this is going to work as if we were normal human beings. So fingers crossed. In all seriousness, our school wouldn't be what it is without each and every one of these people. They care about you. Jake said something at morning meeting last year that's been sticking in my mind for a long time, because it's probably true unless you come back and work here. There will never be another time in your life where every adult in the building wants you to succeed. Every single one of these people wants to make your experience better. They're here for you. They want to help you, even when they assign you a lot of homework, like Luke Crawley. Please get to know them, talk to them, and seriously, if any one of them asks you to do something, just do it. They're probably not asking you to like jump in a lake or drink strychnine. It's probably like pick up your lunch trash, all right? Just do it. We'll all be okay. So, the 2022-2023 faculty of University High School. Director of Wellness, Lede Akande. Math instructor Kathleen Armato is not here today, but we'll give her a short applause and she'll be back here in a few weeks. New science instructor Matthew Aschaffenberg. Art instructor Tasha Barger. Director of Equity and Justice and PE and Health instructor Justin Blanding. Science instructor, registrar, and the most important person who works here for 23 years running, Carolyn Bradley. History instructor, Dean of Academic Affairs, and married to the most important person who works here, Chris Bradley. Spanish instructor and member of the class of 2010, Melissa Caraher. Not with us today is host family coordinator Summer Craig, but she does a lot for our international students, so we'll give her some applause. Math, science, art, and whatever he's teaching this year, instructor Luke Crawley. Director of Communications, Ashley Crockett-Lohr. School Secretary, Kathy Davis. Oh, Kathy didn't make it over here. Math instructor, Allie Domke. Math instructor, Andra Edgel. History instructor, Tom Fitzgibbon. In the afternoon, Learning Support Services volunteer Jana Foster will be here. So we have, I think next, Director of Advancement, Adrian Glidewell-Smith. Assistant Director of Learning Support Services, Prasida Govindadas. The most awesome business manager ever, Mike Hagan. Theater and film instructor, Callie Hartz. French, English, and ESL instructor, Christopher Hinesley. Math and science instructor, Brandon Hogan. Math instructor, Meredith Hogan. New learning support instructional assistant and member of the class of 2018, Jake Hahn. Science instructor and father of Jake Hahn, Tim Hahn. Extra bonus for Tim Hahn, this is his 51st year teaching. English instructor Allison Horton is out today, but she will be back, so give it up for her. English instructor and class of 2010, Henry Johnston. Math instructor, Janie Kim. Music instructor, Daniel Knox. History instructor, Brett Kriebel. Computer science instructor, Peter LaLiberte. Some of you were driven in today by new bus driver, Rob Lloyd, so claps for him. Many of you know our custodian, who is right now, I saw her just take the card out, Alejandra Luna Rodriguez. Give it up for her when you see her. Director of College Counseling and member of the class of 2005, Maddie McAllister. English instructor, Jamie McDougall. Our new Assistant Director of College Counseling, Whitney Motter. Spanish instructor, Mercedes Muñez Peredo. Communications coordinator, Nyla Neely. Director of Admissions and class of 2007, Taylor Newell. History instructor, Franklin Oliver. New science and math instructional assistant and member of the class of 2018, Jack Paganelli. Science instructor, Erica Pastuma. English instructor, Wes Priest. New humanities instructional assistant, Jake Sipes-Salter. Also not with us today, but here in spirit and coming back tomorrow, she'll be on Zoom, Spanish instructor, Anna Seldner. English instructor, Mike Spiegel. Many of you know him, but let's honor our bus driver, John Spitznagel. He took many of you to school today. New communications associate, Kelly Stewart. Assistant Head of School Stacy Summit Mann. French instructor, history instructor, and Director of International Programs, Shannon Swan. You know you're going to need him later when everything breaks. Director of Technology, Mike Syrick. There you go. The person who helps me organize my life, Executive Assistant Jennifer Thompson. And he's not here today, but here's what I gotta say. Or he's not here right now. He'll be in. If you have a chance to have a conversation with him, you have to talk to Maintenance Manager Leroy Thompson because he's awesome. So give it up for Leroy. History instructor and Dean of Student Affairs, Jake Thurman. Art instructor, Meredith Van Roy. The man who knows or claims to know everything, Associate Head of School, Dave Vesper. Director of Learning Support Services, Ellen Wallerstein. Athletic Director, John Walls. Assistant Athletic Director, Rhonda Walls. Our own favorite ladybug, Director of Admissions, Nancy Webster. Art and photography instructor, Alyssa Way. And the last member of our team is athletic trainer, Betsy Williams. So give it up for her, she'll be here in the afternoon. These are remarkable humans, and they have managed to stand in 3 visible lines. So one more time, the faculty at University High School. There's stairs there and here. Wait, what? Okay, now we're done.
Thank you. Thank you, LeMags and faculty. Now it's time for my favorite part. It's the students' turn. This year, our admission duo of Nancy Webster and Taylor Newell welcomed over 100 new students to our community. Here are Nancy and Taylor to introduce those students.
Good morning, everyone. I really have to give a shout out to the poem reading. Emma, I thought, did a great job, and sometimes we don't always, so hooray for Emma. And that musical piece was amazing. Thank you, musicians. So what I want you to know is the reason why all these kids came, and you're going to meet them all, look to your left, look to your right, look to all those teachers. Kids came to this school, all you returning students, because of the way you welcomed them and because of the program that has been developed by our administrative team and by our faculty and staff, because of the work of Adrienne Glidewell-Smith, because of the work of Ashley Crockett-Lohr. All of these people created this, helped to create this school, and so then people come. So I just want to say, yep, we worked pretty hard along with Mrs. Brenner, Elaine Brenner, but it's because of you that these folks came.
So in addition to Mina, this being his favorite part, this is definitely the favorite part of all of our newest students, because what we're going to do is call your names, and we're going to ask you guys to come up on stage. We're going to go, hang on. Stay with me. Stay with me. I know, it's super exciting. And I'm going to do my best to not mess up any names. I promise I will mess up a couple of names, so if I do, I invite you to come and tell me afterwards so we can make sure that we're saying your name correctly. So what we're going to do is start with our transfer students first. So we're going to have all of our transfer students come up, and when I read your name, you can stand up. When I read your name, you can stand up and come up either of these stairs over here. And you're going to do it very carefully when you walk up here. And then Nancy will kind of direct you where to go.
If you're a transfer student, meaning you're a new senior, junior, or sophomore, you should come up and get in line right over here. So come right
So yeah, so all seniors, juniors, and sophomores, if you are a new transferred senior, junior, or sophomore, if you can come over here by the stairs. Seniors first. All right. So the last piece of this is we're going to hold our applause. So we're not going to clap for all 108 of our new students, because otherwise we would be here until lunchtime. So what we're going to do, one of Nancy, our founding and mission director, has many superpowers. One of her many superpowers is knowing exactly when it is the appropriate time to clap. So what you're going to do is watch Nancy, and if she starts clapping, it's the appropriate time to start clapping. Got it? Okay. Representing our newest additions to the senior class, the class of 2023, Francis Reeder, Adam Russell, and making his triumphant return to university, Isaiah Smith. Our newest students joining the junior class, the class of 2024, Kiera Bright, Jimmy Caldwell, Montgomery Holland, Katie Polston, and Belle Towns. And our newest members joining the sophomore class, the class of 2025, Grace Cates, Aviana Doyle, Vic Kiger, Alice Lee, Emma Louie, Asas Sidhu, Henry Wong, Kobe Yari, and Crystal Yang. Thank you, and one more big round of applause for all of our 17 new transfer students.
Some of these transfer students know people, and some of them don't know anybody in this building. So you see all these people, None of them will be eating lunch alone this week because you will be joining them and welcoming them, okay? Thank you.
Now, for the slightly more complicated part, all of our newest freshmen, if you could quietly and calmly make your way over to the stairs. Down the ramp, thank you, down the ramp. You never know what you're gonna find. Two incomplete Pepsi cards, a package of seeds. Thank you, ninth graders. Thank you, ninth graders, for doing such a great job following instructions. So, as everyone is finishing getting in order, we're going to go ahead and begin. And remember, your cue to start clapping. Nancy Webster. Our newest students, our newest ninth graders joining University High School's class of 2026. Doyle Aiken, Benjamin Alcantara, Kari Andrade Perez, Gus Andrews, Caroline Appel, Liam Arnold, Duigu Arseven, Sruti Atluri, Gabriela Avila, Odelia Bargeron, Adriana Barlow, Philip Barabitsky, Kothi Burge, Carmen Bond, Alexis Bowe, Daniel Boitsov, Joshua Brady, Sydney Brittingham, Laurel Buttrick, Aaron Kahn, Sophia Kahn.
Clap.
Cooper Kamek, Alexa Cantor, Lucas Cantor, Leslie Carroll, Ryan Castetter, Sam Commons, Charlotte Conyers, Carrington Craig, Patrick Dennis, Mackenzie Feeney, Jackson Flores, Leah Fraser, Megan Gleason, Blake Gray.
Clap.
Isabella Gray, Scout Griffiths, Paige Gross, Hannah Grubbs, Cale Head, George Hennessy, Tiberius Henson, Anaya Hicks, Styler Hogue, Riley Hausman, Delaney Hutchinson, Annie Ingersoll, Vidatri Ayer, Jack Kochnick, Nuripama Krishnamurthy, Ked Laborsky, Riley Lawyer, Quinn Litke.
Clap.
Becca Mason Cup, Sophie Maurer, Elizabeth Marasotis, Ava Miller, Bella Miller-Krieger, Harris Knockles, Leah Norvell, Rishi Paranjape, Finn Parker, Kennedy Payne, Lindsay Porter, Gabe Pryor, Nick Quinto, Caleb Reed, Meg Roloff, Quincy Russell, Jaden Shin, Nick Shockley, David Simpson,
Clap.
Sophia Slapnika, Abby Smith, Audrey Southern, Laya Stennis, Marin Stevenson, Caleb Stocker, Jordan Story, Miles Suarez Davis, Beckett Suh, Jillian Sutera, Annabelle Swearingen, Sam Tarvin, Blaine Towns, Ben Way, Emmett White, Nia Williams, Aiden Williams, DJ Willis, and last but not least, Darion Wilson. Thank you, everybody. Good job, freshmen. You did a very good job following instructions. Be very careful heading back down. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to all of our 118 new students.
Okay. I'm back. Thank you, Nancy and Taylor. I know we're all excited to get to know the freshmen and transfers more as the year goes on. To our online guests, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your day. For the students, though, our day has just begun. Here's Mr. Thurman to tell us what we're going to be doing today.
All right, first let's hear from Mina for being our host today. All right, welcome back. I'm really excited to start my 20th year of teaching with all of you. Thanks, Gustavo, I appreciate that. Okay, you're gonna leave here in a couple minutes. I'm gonna let you go a little bit early because it might take you a little bit longer to find your first class, especially if you're seeing people for the first time in a few months and you wanna say hi or something. So class, first period starts at 9:30, and then you have lunch today, no flex, okay? So it's like a Friday, for those of you that have been here before. Oh, it's like a Friday, but we just had the assembly. Does that make sense? So like we've moved the assembly to the front of the day, and then now you have the rest of your day. So you have all 7 classes today with a lunch smack in the middle. And then tomorrow we have Tuesday and Wednesday are seminar days as usual in the beginning of the year. So tomorrow, first thing you'll come right back here, okay? Okay, yeah. As you're looking at your schedule today, make sure you recheck the room numbers, especially if like the last time you looked at your schedule was when it was published in June, okay? Because some of the rooms have shifted as classes have grown and shrank, okay? So make sure you know what the actual room number is. And if you are new or have been here before and you just are having trouble finding your class, you can always come find me or another adult and we'll help you out, all right? So yeah, that's the schedule for today. So class starts at 9:30, and you go through all of them, 1 through 4, lunch, 5, 6, 7, and then you're out of here, all right? So thank you so much. Yeah, what? Hang on. All right, one more thing. If you're in academic English first period, listen. If you're in academic English first period with Mr. Hinesley, you're going to meet, before you go over to the Webster House, you're going to meet in the commons area just right behind us here, okay? So don't go to your class yet. Just go out here and meet Mr. Hinesley first, all right? Okay, the rest of you have a great, all of you have a great day.